Hello butterflies, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. As you can see, today's topic is what are their true feelings towards you? So anyone that's on your mind, what's their true feelings towards you? Today's video breakdown is going to be as followed. Your current energy, to see that this is your pile, your person's current energy, and then what are their true feelings towards you. Then we're going to follow up with what messages do they want to tell you right now. So if they can, something they want to say to you, what would they say? And then we're going to pull a significant timing for this relationship. And then we're going to get an advice from your spirit guides right now. If this sounds good to you, feel free to stay for the meditation section to choose your piles or pile. Once you have finished choosing your piles, you can go to the timestamps in the description box and I will meet you there. If you're not sure how to pick your pile, in the description box below, I have written down some options you can do to choose your piles. So, without further ado, I shall meet you at your piles. Hello pile number 1, welcome to your reading. Let's get straight into it. So for your current energy, it is represented by the Six of Swords, which is telling me that right now you are moving from a difficult situation to a better one. So rough waters to a much more calmer one. You're letting go of a very difficult / toxic situation, mindset, or belief system. Or it can indicate that you are literally traveling to different places that you feel much more safer in. So on your card, you can see that it resembles the fairy tale Snow White, and you can see that the woman, she is resting while around her she is guarded by these rabbits, and these rabbits are also carrying her bed or whatever she is resting on. So this is telling me that you do have a support system during this journey, and if you don't, it's just saying that your spirit guides are supporting you in this rough journey. So please just get some rest and don't worry about it. Now, as for your person's current energy, they are represented by the Nine of Swords. So right now they're very anxious, they're overthinking, they're not sleeping well, so they could even just be staying up late at night because they have so much thoughts. I'm getting that the reason behind this is that they might have heard something from a tarot reading or just something from someone that is making them feel quite restless. Because in their card, it is represented by the Greek mythology Oedipus, which basically, when Oedipus was born, his parents decided to go to the oracle at Delphi, and the oracle gave his parents the prophecy that he was going to basically murder his dad and marry his mother, which is very disturbing. So to prevent that, his dad left him to die, but along the way, Oedipus was luckily able to be adopted by another pair of parents who were struggling to conceive. And Oedipus grew up not knowing that he was adopted. So when he was grown, he went to the oracle at Delphi to get his prophecy told. And the oracle told him that basically he was going to murder his dad and marry his mother. He was obviously horrified, so trying to prevent this oracle from happening, he decided to just run away from home, go to a different place to earn his living. And along the way, he accidentally met a man who he got into argument with, and he accidentally murdered the man, not knowing that the man was in fact his biological father. And then like some other stuff happened which led him to marry basically his mother. And when that happened, obviously it was horrifying, and he blinded himself. This goes to show me that this person, they might be prone to overthinking, and because of that, their anxiety and fear make them take actions that lead to self-fulfilling prophecies, just like Oedipus and his biological parents. Now, let's get into what your person's true feelings towards you are. So I decided to pull 2 cards, and you got 2 cards, which is Deepfake and Situational Single. So for Deepfake, it says, convincing lies, altered truths, virtual deception, seeing is no longer believing. For Situational Single, it says, temporary loneliness, choosing solitude, waiting for better, not settling. So this further confirms to me that your person has heard something or read something somewhere or from someone about you that was very unsettling to them. It might be something that goes against their belief systems or what they have imagined their future with you to be like, or like something that is just morally a little bit bankrupt. Whatever it is, it left them feeling very confused about who you really are, and in return, it makes them very confused about how they actually feel towards you now. So instead, they're deciding to choose to like focus on themselves and taking a step back, as said with a situational single, like they're choosing solitude, they're waiting for better, and they're not settling. So this is telling me also that this person only accepts something that is worth their time, only accepts offers from people where they will be treated right. Of course, it's not saying that you're not going to treat this person right or you're lesser than them. No, this is just saying that right now they are feeling and thinking a lot of stuff because of what they have heard. And I mean, it could be very exaggerated truths, you know, because with deepfake, it says convincing lies and altered truths. So you might want to keep an eye out for people either around you or around them that could be doing this if you want this connection to work out. Because even in your very first card for your current energy, it was like represented by the fairy tale Snow White, right? And for Snow White, even though she got a nice support system around her, she still had to encounter the evil queen who was trying to trick her with like the comb and a ribbon, and then in the end the poison apple that made her fall into a very deep sleep. And they were all through lies, and she was able to like trust them in that time, even though she was more cautious each time. Eventually her kindness led her to believe and trust in very suspicious people who don't have good intentions for her. So if this person has not reached out to you, that is what is happening. And in this situation, it feels like, you know, you guys are in a very low contact right now, just because for Six of Swords, it's also saying that you're moving from a difficult situation to a better one. So if you guys did end up breaking up because of this lie and stuff, and you do want to be back together with this person, find some time to properly have truthful and direct conversations with them regarding whatever it was that caused this. Now let's move on to what messages do they want to tell you right now, if they can, and if they're 100% truthful to you right now. So we got 3 cards, and I will say all of them before I tell you my interpretations of them. So listen carefully. Your first card is healing is your superpower. Your second card, the storms made you resilient. Your third card, what once burned brightly now feels dim. So this is telling me that your person can see that you are a very strong person, and they see that you went through a lot of different things and you were also able to heal and become more resilient from them, which they find very impressive. They have a very deep respect for you because of this, and I think that is why the gossip that they heard, it makes them feel very defeated and very conflicted about what they have imagined you and see you as before. But I don't think that all hope is lost, because the card says what once burned brightly now feels dim. Dimming of light does not mean that the flame is completely gone. Like, there's still some passion there. There's still desire there that could be fixed. Now, if some of the things that they have heard are true, but maybe just like very highly exaggerated, but even if it is like true without the exaggeration, and that really bothers them, or it really prevents this connection from healing forward, then you're going to have to make a decision on whether you want to heal whatever it is, or, you know, they also heal whatever this is. You guys make the decision to whether or not you want to collectively heal whatever it was and mend the connection, or you guys can move on from this connection. Now, for your significant timing card, I pulled the card April with the number 18 on it. So this could literally be April 18th. It could be in the past, or the upcoming April 18th, or April 7th, or when there are flowers blooming in the spring season, or just whenever you see pink flowers in general. Okay, now your advice from your spirit guides right now is beware of hidden truths. They will soon be revealed, which is very fitting for your pile, considering we were talking about like there were deceptions and lies that was surrounding this connection. So it's saying that any secrets will be revealed. If somebody lied about you to your person, or somebody lied to you about your person, like all of that will be revealed, because the truth will prevail. So their true feelings, your person's true feelings, will be revealed, and trust it when you see it. Also, choose how you want to reveal the truth, how you want to approach this matter. You know this person best. So when you go into trying to mend this relationship, well, one, I do think it is best to be very straightforward and honest about it while being understanding, but also think about how will this person best be able to be open to this conversation. And if they're not, then you can't really force it, and you have to let go of how it's going to be mended, unfortunately. Also, while I was shuffling all the cards, everything was very scattered. So I don't know if this is your energy or your person's energy, or maybe both of your guys' energy, but it wasn't until the messages part that the cards were actually relatively smooth when shuffling, and they were also front side up. So this is just further confirming that yes, right now everything seems messy and there seems to be little hope. But when you actually do talk to each other, you guys will just probably naturally just be very open and honest about how you feel, what's been going on, and all that stuff. Alright, pile number 1, that is all I have for you guys today. If you resonated with this reading, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. It's not required, but it is appreciated. And I will see you next time. Bye! Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's get straight into it. So for your current energy, you got the Page of Cups, which means that you may be feeling very creative, very playful, and very emotionally vulnerable right now. You might be starting some new creative projects or something that is connected to your inner child that makes you happy. So something in the past, in your childhood, which just lights you up. So you might be doing something like that. Or for others of you, it is saying that you have a very innocent and pure crush right now on someone. And it could very well be this person that you are asking about. This crush probably makes you feel like your first crush ever, where you're feeling all jittery, and there's so many butterflies, and you're also messing up your words, and you're just very excited and happy when you think about them, which I find to be very cute. For your person's current energy, they got the Eight of Swords, which is saying that right now they feel very trapped in a mental cage that they set for themselves. They can't get out of it themselves, but they are in the illusion that they can't escape it. And they might feel lots of anxiety, they could feel helpless. And honestly, I think you may be drawn to pile number 1, so feel free to watch that pile if you are drawn to it. Now, in the card for the Eight of Swords, it is a fairy tale called Donkey Skin, which is about a girl who hides away in a magical cave, which is like a donkey skin, hence the name Donkey Skin, because her father, who was like a king of a kingdom, basically he wanted to marry his daughter because his daughter was the only one that could fulfill his late wife's promise, the promise between him and his deceased wife, basically saying that the king cannot marry to another person unless he can find someone who was as beautiful as the queen. And that queen was known to be the world's most beautiful woman. So the queen, she basically made the king promise that because she didn't want to share her husband, and she thought that this could prevent him from marrying. And it did prevent him from marrying because he couldn't find anyone that was as beautiful as her, until their daughter grew up and he was like, yes, I'm gonna marry my daughter because she's the only one that can fulfill this. Obviously the girl was horrified, so after some test from her and her fairy godmother, they realized that the king was serious. So with the help of her fairy godmother, she was able to escape to another kingdom where she becomes a maid who does the dishes and all that stuff. So yeah, I feel like this might be a little a sensitive topic, but I'm seeing that your person might have gone through a very tumultuous time in their childhood or just in any living environment that they might have, where it left them to have a very alerted nervous system. So anything that they see or hear that reminds them of their past experiences, it could trigger their nervous systems and they might act out of trauma. And I feel like mostly they would just withdraw themselves because of this and they'll close down. Okay, now let's move on to what are their true feelings towards you. So you got 2 cards. The first one is Spilled Tea and the second one is Hidden Agenda. So for Spilled Tea, it says secrets exposed, gossip spreading, leaked information, oops, it's out. For Hidden Agenda, it says secret intentions, manipulation disguised as kindness, hidden motivation, too helpful to trust. So I feel like this really is a continuation of pile number 1. So if you have not decided yet, please feel free to check out pile number 1. Because with these 2 piles, it's telling me that they have probably heard something from someone, where basically gossip, and they don't feel like they can trust you at the moment right now. And like I was saying in the story, for your person's current energy, with the donkey skin, this could be a trauma response kicking in from past abuse or something like that, where they close off to protect themselves and just from the world. If you are nice to them and you have been nothing but nice to them, unfortunately, they might, be like, are you trying to manipulate me? Are you trying to give me these gifts? So, you want something out of me? Like, they could be thinking of that because the quote in Hidden Agenda was too helpful to trust. So it's telling me that in the past, they might have been in a relationship, or it could just be like from their past experiences, their childhood, whatever it was, they have been burned pretty badly by at least one person, to the point that they either knowingly or unknowingly still carry that. And the lens that they see people from is from a very wounded place. Although, for some reason, with spilled tea, where it's saying secrets exposed, gossip spreading, linked information, oops, it's out. For some reason, it's making me feel that they could also just really want to tell you about all of these things, all of their secrets and stuff, but they don't really know how to because it's kind of complicated. And, sometimes when you do trauma dump on another person, even if you, especially if you haven't known them for very long, then it can be a little bit, vulnerable, a little bit weird. I know you're probably thinking, well, they can just tell me anything. I wouldn't find it weird. I would be understanding. And, of course. But this person, their past experiences have not told them as such. So they are very guarded. But they do want to talk to you about this stuff. So I don't know if you can find a way to just tell them, hey, if there's anything you want to say to me, or anything you want to talk about, feel free to, I'll be here. Or I don't know, you can talk about your childhood, and if that person feels safe enough to open up, then listen carefully. Now, as for what messages do they want to tell you right now, if they could be 100% honest and truthful, there's 3 cards. So the first card is, with you, I feel protected and cherished. The second card is, love deserves another chance. And the third card is, you are stronger than you feel. So this further confirms to me that your presence actually makes them feel very safe. So whatever they have heard, if there was any bad gossip or rumor that they have heard, wherever they heard it, they want to hear it personally from you because they like you and they want to give you that chance. With the card, love deserves another chance. They want to give you a second chance. They want to open their heart and be able to fully love another person, even though they have been hurt in the past. With the card, you are stronger than you feel. I think it's more about them saying that to themselves, that they don't want their past to define them and completely keep them stuck from experiencing love. And I really want to commend this person for that, because that is such a freeing belief to carry. And also maybe with you are stronger than you feel, if you feel like you're not enough for this person, they want to tell you that no, you are enough. You're much stronger than you feel, and you're so much better than you think you are. Because especially if you remember your card for the Page of Cups, where we were talking about how you might have an innocent crush on this person. When you have a crush, sometimes you will be very obsessive over your crush, right? But you're also kind of just a little bit, you might feel a little bit insecure, oh, well, does this person like me? Am I enough? What about this about myself? Do I does this person like this about me and stuff? You might think that. And if you hear a phone that has been ringing while I was saying this, then take this as a confirmation that this was a message that you were meant to hear, because that phone did not start ringing until right now. Like, it didn't ring for pile number 1. It only rang for your pile right now when I was talking about how you might not feel like you're enough, but your person wants to tell you that you are enough. So take that as a sign. Okay, so for significant timing in your guys' relationship or connection, I got the card December with the number 26 on it. So it could literally mean December 26th, December 8th, sometime around Christmas season, or like a full moon whenever the next full moon is, or just winter season in general. So whenever winter is in your location, that's a very significant timing for this connection. Now, for your advice from spirit guides, from your spirit guides right now, you got the card. A forgotten spell will bring unexpected joy. Okay, so like in that fairy tale of Donkey Skin, right? Where the girl asked help from her fairy godmother. There was that donkey skin cloak that was like magically encased. And with the help of her fairy godmother, she was able to get the donkey skin to cloak her and hide her away from her father, right? And in that process, sure, she was kind of living in fear, but that's where she also met, I guess, the love of her life, the prince of that kingdom, who she then later married. So this is telling me that this person has wished for someone like you, and her guides have led them to you. She may not know it, and you may not know it until now, but yeah, it has finally taken effect, and circumstances finally led her to you, and circumstances also led you to her. In that story, I believe the prince also vowed to marry whoever fits the ring that was found in his, like, pie or soup or whatever. It was basically in the dish, the girl who was wearing the donkey skin, she dropped a ring in that soup. And that's when the prince was like, okay, I shall marry whoever fits the ring. So this is telling me that your advice from your spirit guides is probably just to be very honest, very truthful, very persistent, and just basically make it known to her or him that you like this person and want to be very honest about that. Because while I was shuffling the cards, the messages that she wants to tell you, or he or she, your person wants to tell you, it took a really long time to come out, and all of a sudden I was very perfectionistic. I was like trying to fix the cards, the placement and everything, and my phone, when I was trying to take pictures, they overheated and it led to a very quick battery drain, which just goes to show me that this person, when they start to overthink, like they will overthink a lot, and it can quickly lead them to like just drain their energy a lot because their whole body is really feeling that emotion. So if you can be just very honest and persistent and just being very truthful in a comforting place for this person, as you have already been, then that's it. Like, that's all you need to do. Because this person in their messages says, with you, I feel protected and cherished. So, it's telling me that you're doing something right to make them feel like this and so emotionally vulnerable with you. So keep up the good work and just do whatever you're already doing, if that makes sense. All right, pile number 2, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did and this reading resonated with you, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. It's not required, but it is appreciated, and I shall see you next time. Bye! Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's get straight into it. So for your current energy, we got the 6 of Wands, which is telling me that you have recently or very soon you're about to succeed or achieve some sort of goal. It could be career, health, love, finance, whatever it is a goal that will make you very happy that you have achieved. So in the card, you can see eyes on the dress, so it's telling me that maybe a lot of people are seeing you achieving this goal. You're going to be recognized for it publicly, and you might be very popular, and you might feel very confident because in the card, you can see that there are so many birds surrounding her, and she's just having her arms out and kind of just feeling like very unbothered. So yeah, I think that's your current energy right now. Although in the card, there are like two birds that seem a little bit like they're attacking her. So it might tell me that, yes, with great achievement, there also comes great jealousy. So if there are some people that are being a little shady, know that you're at least doing something and something right for them to be jealous of. And just continue to be unbothered by it. Because it is really just speaking and showing more of who they really are and why they feel so triggered. So if you got enemies, if you got haters, don't worry, you'll be fine. Now, as for a person's current energy, they got the Six of Pentacles, which is telling me that right now they're feeling very balanced, very generous, and very prosperous. They have a really healthy give and take dynamic with their environment. So if it's how they interact with other people or their job or towards their hobbies and activities, everything is very balanced. They got it to a T. They're in an energy where they're like, yeah, I don't mind sharing my wealth, my knowledge, my time with those who are in need because I understand how it was like in that situation. And, if I have more than enough, what's the harm in sharing it, To receive, you need to give. And when you give, you also receive back. That is the principle that they have come to understand, and that is what they are embodying right now. So also, a thing I want to note was when I was shuffling the cards, I was feeling very scattered, ungrounded. There was like lots of energy, lots of messy shuffling. So I think it is like this person, they got their eggs in many different baskets right now. And, normally you would think, wow, that is so messy. That's just like everywhere. But I think it's more of saying like this person's energy is everywhere, but they got it under control. They got it perfectly balanced, and they're investing in many different things at once right now. Also, I want to note that both of you guys, for your current energies, you got sixes, which usually indicates harmony and balance. So this is telling me that right now you guys are probably in a very balanced and harmonious connection. Or it's also just telling me that you guys are very in tune with each other, and you guys might also be going through something very similar right now. So if that sounds like you, let's move on to what are their true feelings towards you. So we got two cards. The first one is me versus me, and the second one is big break. So for me versus me, it says self-competition, personal growth, becoming better than yesterday, my only competition. And the second one is big break, career turning point, major opportunity, life-changing moment. This is it. This further confirms to me with the me versus me card that you are like a reflection of them. That's how they truly feel. They're like, wow, this person is just like me. And because they feel like you are just like them, any strengths, any weaknesses, whatever it is that they feel about themselves, they're like kind of self-competing a little bit. So they're like in a friendly competition with you. So if this is like a friend or a work colleague, they're like, okay, they basically really like you and they really respect you. And I think seeing how you are, they can appreciate their own traits better because, if they are able to like your traits that are the same as their traits, then they're like, well, if I like this and this person, then why can't I like this in myself? Also, you encourage this person to become better than they were the previous day. So, a little healthy competition here and there. If this is like romance, it's like it applies that way as well. Basically, seeing you kind of urges them to become better, to want to do better, and to continue their journey on personal growth. Now, meeting you has also changed their life because for the card Big Break, it says career turning point, major opportunity, life-changing moment. This is it. So for them, I don't know if you offer them some sort of major career opportunity. If you have, then, that career opportunity, they are very grateful and they realize wow, this is a big opportunity. But if this is talking about a romance or love situation or even friendship, it's just saying that meeting you has changed their life completely. They realize that, and when they reflect back, they're basically wow, I cannot believe how much I have changed, how much my life has changed because I met this person, because this person has inspired me so much that I'm pushed to grow out of my comfort zone. And because of that, I'm able to have what I have right now. And they also realize that you are the one they seek. So if they always wanted a friend like you, they're like, yep, this is it. If they always wanted a lover like you, they're like, yes, this is the one. Okay, now that was pretty good. So let's move on to what messages do they want to tell you right now. If they can be 100% honest from their bottom of their hearts. You got 3 cards. So the first one is, you are worth fighting for. The second one is, release the need to fix everything. And the third one is, your love is my safe place. So basically, this is telling me that they are willing to fight for this connection, whatever this connection is. I'm thinking a lot of you, it's love, because in one card, it's basically indicating that they have never felt so safe being loved by another person. Remember, your person's current energy card was the 6 of Pentacles, which was about being balanced and generous in all aspects, right? So it's telling me that they can recognize balance when they see it. So it was the equal give and take exchange between you and this person. So it makes them feel very safe, very grounded, and they don't feel like you're trying to take advantage of them. So that's really nice to know. And also another note from your person. They're saying that they're basically if you are perfectionistic, then this is your message, right? So if you're perfectionistic, they want you to know that not everything needs to be perfect, and you're not alone. You are worth fighting for, and they will fight for you, but they will also fight by your side. And you don't need to fix everything. You don't have to be perfect. You can rely on them more, Also, something to note is that I got a fortune cookie that day, and the fortune makes me think of your pile, and that fortune says, aim for success, not perfection. So, yeah, I think that basically sums it up for what they want to say. Aim for success, not perfection. If you want to take any actions towards them, it does not have to be perfect to have a deep and profound meaning. Just do it. And do it as well as you can, Or also it could indicate for your career, because your current energy is the 6 of Wands. It is about being successful with something or achieving a goal or some sort of milestone. So if you haven't achieved it just yet and you're about to, your person just wants to encourage you to just aim for success, not perfection, because you will realize down the road, after a couple of years, when you look back on it, you will realize that it was these little mistakes that actually helped you grow and actually made you do better. And in the future, it was the knowledge from those mistakes that also helped you achieve even more. It wasn't perfection in itself, but the mistakes that actually helped you. Now, for your significant timing card, you got the card Time is Frozen with the number 55 on it. So, for one thing, it could be talking about May 5th, 10th of a month, or just basically right now when you are watching this. It is a very significant time for both you and your person's connection, because it says time is frozen. So whatever is happening in your guys' connection right now, it's very significant. Also, in the card, there was like a waning crescent moon, and there was also a full moon. So whenever you see a full moon or a waning crescent moon, that's also very significant. And for a waning crescent moon, it basically looks like the letter C instead of the backwards C. Now, an advice from your spirit guides right now is a hidden power within you is awakening. Embrace it. So on the card, I saw that there was a moon. It was also a waning crescent moon. So further confirms to me that that could be a significant time. Anyways, there's a moon, which is telling me that maybe your intuition is being heightened right now. And I also see lots of flowers and herbs in the card. So maybe you have a talent for gardening. You just never know, but yeah, you could have a talent for gardening. And for herbs, it makes me think of healing powers. So you might have this hidden power to be able to heal someone or heal yourself. Or you might make a really good soup or something that just heals any sickness. So yeah, embrace that. Also, with the flowers, it makes me think of like flower meanings, and like herbs, they also have herb meanings behind it, which is making me think that your spirit guides are telling you that you might be better at romancing than you thought. You might be very good at subtle romance or just doing romantic gestures. If you're not someone who thinks that they are good at romance, or you're a little bit insecure about it, maybe because in the past someone told you like, oh, I don't think you're very good at romance, or you've never been in a relationship before, or you're just personally feeling a little bit, insecure about that, don't worry. I think your spirit guides are telling you that you're actually better at romance than you thought. And who knows, maybe this success energy currently is talking about romance, and you could be very successful there. Whatever it is, whatever hidden power it is that is in you, embrace it. Don't be too perfectionistic about it. Just let it be. And just accept that as it is, to the best of your abilities. I know that's easier said than done, but that is basically your advice right now. Alright, pile number 3, that is your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did and this reading resonated with you, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. It's never required, but it is appreciated. I shall see you next time. Bye.